be Stevie. Out of
No,
the three, out of the three, it couldn't be Luther.
No, there's no. The nigga would go to the bathroom
Then he would drink.
and immediately start drinking and do
I
it.
wasn't even allowed to drink.
Only a guy named Jimmy in the 60s would write like this.
Jimmy Betnick.
Or hey, a guy named Mickey.
Yeah.
It's live right now. It's live right now.
I got to open it up with this. This is a switcheroo. I got to ask y'all because, y'all my N-words. Who at this table got to get up for Mariah Carey to have a seat?
I saw this photo.
All right.
But who are the people?
At the table.
Uh-huh.
This is Mary J. Blige, MBJ. Next, Stevie Wonder. Next to Stevie Wonder is Aretha. Respect. You got to respect her. Beyonce, you feel me? She right after Aretha. Next, Michael Jackson. He at the head. Pause. Who this is?
I haven't flinched yet.
Oh, Whitney Houston.
Still ain't flinched.
Marvin Gaye.
Can't flinch.
Luther. Whoop, 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 whoop. Janet Jackson.
Now, hold on. Now, hold on.
Who we getting up out of there? Like Mariah Carey standing
Now,
up
hold
right
on.
now next to Michael Jackson. She like, dang, I gotta go find me a spot at the table. Who getting
We're
up?
gonna do it like
Janet.
this. The only person you can tap on the shoulder
It's
and
Janet.
this is gonna sound crazy. No disrespect, man. Oh my
I already know
God.
who you gonna say.
It's Janet. That's the only one you can.
Whoa.
Yeah, she the only one you can tap, bro.
But hold on.
No, so who your person though? Who your person? Just say,
There isn't anyone on there that I would say. It's like she
for
be
Mariah
walking.
Carey.
Maybe. Yeah, I think
On
it's
at
Janet.
that table, she would do Ring Around the Rosie and lose every time.
Who you got? Who you got?
It's Janet.
Who
I think you could.
Oh, I got
to
Mary
match
J.
point.
Blige. Who you got?
Oh no.
You tripping.
Who you got?
You are high.
Here's what I would say. I say Janet, but it's a shoulder tap. It's not like a.
Oh, yeah,
it's
yeah.
a can you please get up?
Yeah,
I don't think she
I
gets
agree.
a seat.
And Janet looks at her like crazy. That's what I'm saying.
But to your point, B Wood, I
Thank
think
you.
it's two people who
let's
get.
settle down now.
I think it's two people. I think it's
They
Janet
weren't- see,
and Mary J.
They didn't just say songs. Let's not talk about Penny. What we doing? Or the Good Times? What was the girl's name in Good Times? That was Janet Jackson. What we doing?
Okay.
I don't even know her name, but what we doing?
Okay. I
I
see
don't
what you're
remember.
doing.
You
now.
talking about
I see what you're
acting-wise?
doing
Poetic Justice. What we doing?
now. Okay.
Oh no, okay, but hey,
Cultural movements, what we doing?
Precious,
Who?
Mariah Carey, Precious.
No. I'm just talking about out of Janet Jackson and Mary J. Blige.
Any
Janet Jackson is a Jackson. What?
No, but see, we already have a Jackson
Yeah,
at the
we
table
already
too.
got a Jackson at the table, and she's not beating Michael.
You said Mike.
Mike and okay.
No, I'm saying
Both Jacksons
I'm on your
are worthy.
side. No, I'm saying I'm on your side.
I'm saying
if
if
there's one that could get up, we already have a Jackson.
taking Mary J.
So we
Blige.
can, but I can
go double
I can see
Jackson
an
on
argument
that.
for Mary J.
Honestly,
Bro,
doubling
Mary
down.
J. she's huge, but Janet is worldwide.
Now, doubling down on this, you actually have a good point.
Janet
Mary J.
Jackson's worldwide.
So
Mary J.
I'm
Blige
going to
is just
reverse my
local.
answer. I'm going to reverse my answer. She's going to tap
Mary,
Janet.
I love you.
She's going to
Just
tap
saying.
Janet. But
Janet gonna say, go
but hold
get-
on. Janet's going to say, wait, why are you tapping me?
Yes,
Mary J's
yes,
over
that's-
there.
that's what I'm saying. That's what I was getting
Your
to.
hand shouldn't even be. Your hand should curl up like Vecna, get even close to Jackson.
But I don't know because here's what I would say. Me personally, Mariah Carey's records resonated more with me than any Janet Jackson record, bro.
What's the Tyler Perry movie? She late with it. What's
No,
the Tyler Perry
you
movie?
good. Hey, look.
Why did I get married or something?
Look, so you doing the bending?
Come on. Come on. What we doing? She made the movie.
Oh, so no, I'm not saying she's not a great.
Janet Tough.
Sure.
Yeah, that's why I say.
Sure.
That's why I say I get it because the Mary J. Blige.
But Mary
one-
J's Tyler Perry was good too.
But
I
Mary
promise
J went
you,
crazy in power, though.
She went.
She went
I
stupid in
promise
power.
you.
Also,
Hey,
And Mary
real love.
Mary Tyson did.
Hey,
She takes a bad boy. We got to get her out
I'm
of
singer-
here.
singer
searching
rapper?
for
You said she did what?
real
She takes a bad
love.
boy.
hey, we don't have a scissor if there's no Mary, right? We don't have none of them type of girls. We don't have none of this.
We wouldn't have a Kendrick and Drake feature without Janet Jackson.
Listen,
Anytime.
for years I used to call this
You
thing
can get it. You
this
can
type
get
of
it.
music. I used to call it sad girl syndrome. I know y'all remember this. I used to call it sad girl. That type of music. That first, like Mary J's first album drops, and now we have this whole
Mary
thing
J
called
was-
sad girl syndrome, right? So I'm not disrespecting Mary J. However, Mariah got All I Want for Christmas. That's enough.
Yeah, but she got it. But you got. They're saying you got to get Mariah a spot. Who you getting up out the table?
That's why I said I'm taking my answer back. I'm actually going Mary. No disrespect to Mary either.
I love Mary.
But I
love
gotta,
Mary.
I
But
gotta
Janet
say,
Jackson,
There-
just alone
I
the
think
Jackson
there are
carries
also
more
some
weight.
people who would say Aretha Franklin.
Nah, watch it. Nah,
Now,
stop.
I feel like there might be some people who would say that.
Thank you. I finally have this, bro. Come on, bro.
There would be some people.
I'm trying to be real, bro. I'm trying to be real.
We have to be real.
I'm trying to be real, bro.
Vocally, you immediately think vocally. You already know Whitney up there.
Yeah, you're not kicking.
Aretha is great. She's phenomenal.
Crazy.
But vote now.
Yeah,
when she now I ain't gonna lie, Aretha been doing it for 30, 40, 50 years. Yeah,
Slow down.
I'm just saying, I know that there are people who would, if it were me, the three people that they're asking is Janet, Mary J, and Aretha. Like,
I would take Aretha out of there too.
No way. First of all, if you actually watch,
which we're definitely disrespecting the women. But it's hard for all of the men they put up.
I don't even want
to. We gotta die on the hill. We have to die on the hill.
I'm about to say all the men that they put up are.
Let's just die on the hill. Me and him, we're getting Aretha.
Okay, but out of the men, if there was one, who would it be?
Who were the men again? Mike, I know.
You got Stevie Wonder, Mike,
Marvin Gaye,
and Luther Vandross.
It's not possible.
I would take Marvin Gaye out of there. You're out of
there.
Bro, he don't have enough albums. He don't have enough work.
I'm not gonna lie. I would probably say it would have to be Stevie. Out of the three, it couldn't be Luther.
No. There's two. Listen, there are two people who at any. It don't matter who's standing up. There's two people at that table who are not getting up. It's Stevie and Mike. Stevie and Mike are set no matter who.
I said an A minor. What are we doing? And my mic still on because this is. I know I just bumped it. What are we doing, bro?
Very
superstition.
Bro, Stevie and Mike got that.
So Marvin gotta go.
Bro, Marvin got
Anyway, Stevie Wonder, on top of the fact that he wrote for everybody else and everything else.
Come on. Marvin Gaye don't have enough projects, man. He don't have enough projects.
But Marvin Gaye had legitimate records that were so huge.
Yeah, but Stevie Wonder, one of his records is wiping out Marvin Gaye.
It's Marvin and Luther. It's Marvin and Luther. Marvin and Luther got to get up.
Stevie got the pin.
No, out of the two men.
Okay. I get your point.
To me, Stevie and Luther can't get up because they got pins. When you pin other people's careers, you can't get up.
Bro, yes.
You don't think Marvin pinned?
Did Mariah pin?
No.
And I'm not saying she didn't.
Oh, but I don't. But I would say there's a bunch of people. Whitney didn't pin.
Now everybody that's a hater, you're going to go in the comments and say Beyonce. Already
not early.
Most of Whitney's largest songs are not her songs.
You're right. Mariah, that was a bad argument.
But
Mariah definitely
vocally, she's slaughtering the whole.
100%.
Yeah,
100%.
So who is the two?
Bro, she can't make it just off the whistle.
We'll do male and female.
One male, one female.
Bro, she can't make it just off the whistle.
Mike, I agree.
No.
Hey, do divorces go in there?
Mike, what?
Jackson.
It's getting up.
No, he's not
he said.
getting up.
We're talking about getting up. Getting up.
No,
we're talking about not getting up. So, like, if there's only two that will never be tapped, never be questioned.
The Untouchables, Mike. We already know.
It's Mike is one. So, what female?
Out of the people at the table is
Beyonce's
At the
Untouchables.
people at the table.
Beyonce obviously
When she came out with Lemonade, changed the game vocally. It was a masterpiece.
We don't even need that. We just
I don't even think Lemonade her best project. But
No, I said vocally.
Crazy Love is enough.
I think Renaissance and Lemonade
Beyonce
to me
is
are vocally just crazy.
Oh yeah. Renaissance she went dumb.
Yeah, Beyonce was just
Y'all
full of
me?
hits, but vocally.
Y'all
that's Beyonce.
It's just full of hits though. It ain't vocally.
Yeah, that's Beyonce.
I'm keeping Beyonce not because the bias. I think vocally because she sings so low. I don't think people respect that yet.
But that's how people feel about Mariah. That they don't respect Mariah because she sings too high.
So you're saying without the whistle note, we got a problem?
You said what?
You're saying if we don't have the whistle note, we got a problem with Mariah?
People don't. I'm telling you right now, there's people that don't like Mariah because she sings high, and they don't like Ariana Grande because she sings too high.
Yeah, which Ariana Grande is phenomenal.
Bro, what?
No, that's a hot take.
Who can hit that?
One of my favorite songs of all time. Who can get me? If I'm ever down, you want to play a song and give me hype or put me in a happy mood. It's a Mariah Carey song. Look.
That free guy.
Which has been sampled so many times. All right.
Come on, boy.
All right, so we already know we got Mike and who's the last? Oh, I'm keeping B, but
yeah, I would keep
Aretha gotta go.
too.
I'm sorry, man.
You said who?
Aretha ain't got enough hits yet.
Watch it.
But she got it. Shout out to Aretha. That's a hot
got
take.
enough
Y'all about to
hits.
slaughter me in the comments, and I'm here for it.
Started, bro.
Now I'm gonna get in the comments, and I'm going back and forth now, bro.
Hits, bro.
I'm going back and forth.
Aretha got hits.
That's
Here's what I would say.
She doesn't have, but she.
The real argument is somebody should be bringing another chair to the table. That's what should happen. The butler should be like, "Oh, I'm sorry, Miss Carey."
Yeah. To be honest, why
forgot
people
you.
gotta
I'm
get
sorry,
up?
Jackson.
Why people gotta get up? Why can't we just?
we gotta
get up out of there.
I mean, there is another. There's
But
another
I ain't
head
gonna
at the
cap.
table.
Say Mary J hurts my spirit, but you might also be right.
It hurt.
Like it hurts to say,
right.
but the only reason why I'm saying it is because I'm thinking about the depth of their careers and. Bro, Janet was on freaking TV shows. Yeah, movies. I seen her dancing on stage and make a dude.
Well, she still had a better music career than Mary J.
And
on
her
top of that, she's a Jackson.
We're not gonna forget the '80s that she just dominated.
Yeah. On top of that, she's a Jackson.
Come on, that's the finish him. That's it.
That's right there. Her dad was Joe.
All right, I'm sorry guys. I took 10 minutes of y'all's time. I had to get it out. I've been waiting all week to ask y'all this.
Yeah, that's tough.
And I got it off.
We sound ignorant, I'm sure, throughout that whole thing.
The Aretha tape, y'all are gonna slaughter us, but now for this thing, I'll promise y'all be in the comments going back and forth. Normally I won't do it, I'll let you slide, but no, we're going back and forth. Because you got to bring hits when it comes to Beyonce. I'm in the Beehive. I just announced it here, guys.
Oh, okay.
Oh, my bad.
Hey, man, do. Hey, is this the Merry Christmas episode?
Merry Christmas.
No.
Yeah, it is Merry Christmas.
When is Christmas? What day?
Next Thursday. It's a week from today.
I'm about to say we gotta change our film day next week.
Are we shooting at 3 a.m. next week?
Hey, see Santa coming through the
That's when I wrap my gifts. I can't shoot that early because I wrap my gifts late when everybody's sleeping.
I go 1 a.m. when everybody knocked out. We didn't drink a little bit.
But you know, I'm scared to do 1 because I feel like they'll still get up. So I hit you probably with the 4 o'clock.
Why can't you just do it now
and then put them under the tree?
Or just do it now and put them in the attic or something.
My daughter's when the kids get to a certain age,
my daughter knows the moves, bro.
Yeah, bro.
And put them in the attic.
In our house,
my attic's in a room.
Is Santa dead in your house?
Yeah, he out of there.
Well, one Saturday,
he been gone.
Hey, somebody taking the kids. And all the presents getting wrapped under the tree. I ain't waiting no 4 a.m. bro.
Yeah.
The 4 a.m.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie, bro. That ruined.
You know where I do
it?
Growing up, I drive to California Park, use the trash can and everything.
At 4 a.m.
4 a.m.
Brother, you lucky the police know.
I'm about to say.
I wanted to pull up like, yeah, man.
In Dow-Worthington?
Yeah.
In Dow-Worthington? The DW of G's, bro?
2025, man. They love
boy
black people.
Dumping,
You are high.
The sign say no dumping.
I'm here just trying to take care of my family.
Oh, man.
I'm here with that.
Speaking of family, I know I keep the fan with me.
Coach F in the building.
Be well, cuz, man. We locked in.
Cori's Corner, trying to look up all the hits that Aretha Franklin got.
She got plenty of them.
Yeah, I know, but you said she ain't got none. Anyway,
not compared to Beyonce.
This my Pup Perry chewing on the bone, like doggy bone.
Now he on his leg.
I'm the official social cues, guys. Welcome to another episode of the Stuck in the Middle podcast. Because you know what's up in this weekly. Guys, we are just what you looking at right now. 4 black dudes, 3 of them on the couch, 1 on the chair. We sitting here discussing all kind of stuff. Pop culture used to be our main topic, but nowadays we're trying to just get people unstuck. It's very, very simple. We do it in a few ways. We start with you guys consistently. That's on Stuck on Comments. We go through the comments on our pages, see which ones we like, we talk about them. Right. From there, we move on to the Mutha-Stucka of the week. Now, this is going to be somebody that just straight up tripping, got a crazy story that we probably should air out. So we put it up there and we vote on who's going to be the Mutha-Stucka. Somebody is hungry, by the way. It's me. Jeez. From there, we go right back to you guys. Everybody always asks me, hey, man, I want to get on the seat. I want to get on the seat. How we get on the seat? How we get on the show? It's very simple. We go to StuckyPod.com. I repeat, StuckyPod.com. I repeat, StuckyPod.com. Type in your Stucky situation. If it's good enough, we choose it. We put it up on the screen. We debate it on camera. From there, just make sure you're not stuck and stupid.
What that is?
Yeah, stuck and stupid is when you find yourself in a stuck and stupid situation. And if you're so stuck and stupid, we put you on that wheel. Cori, spin that wheel. Just don't find yourself on that wheel. And then from there, we get real vulnerable. Very rare that you see guys like us having conversations around our emotions and our feelings and all this other stuff. So, we made a whole segment around it called light work, right?
Yes, indeed.
We stopped calling it shadow work.
Yeah, light work.
Light work with Cori.
Light work. You should play.
Not yet.
What's the name? Shoot, what's the name of that song? Slight work.
Slight work.
Yeah.
Play
that.
Nah, bro. We're not. No, we're gonna make our own records, bro.
Yeah. We're gonna not
forget these peasants.
I mean, the show's about an hour and a half. We hope you guys stick around. Appreciate y'all for hanging out with us. 106 episodes, by the way.
Hey.
It's the one thing about going over 100 that sucks.
But we're not in the park.
Oh,
yeah, the only thing that sucks about going over 100 is now it's hard to do the best number of whatever jersey number.
Cause remember we used to do that.
Yeah,
but ain't nobody in the hundreds.
Yeah, it's hard to do that.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
so now we got to figure out what we
can just go to like 6. We can do that again. Like,
what's
Julius
the jersey?
Irvin,
like
LeBron James.
Of course, you say LeBron James.
Yeah, he's the GOAT of all time.
I would say Eddie Jones.
Something bad.
Eddie Jones. That's how disrespectful I am.
You said Eddie Jones.
Because we know we're going to get grilled.
A cup of piss, boy.
Let me protect us real quick. We know we can't compare Aretha and Beyonce like that.
Of course.
But at the end of the day, that's what we do.
Yeah, because I had to put the iPad down because I was looking
we will
through
hit you with the 10 for 10
Aretha
right now
phone.
and bust your ass down. What's up?
Huh?
What's up, Aretha? What's up?
That was a pause moment.
I mean,
Give me 10 Arethas right now. Go. Bring them back up. I got to see it. Cause I already know when Brian said, I said, bro, you wild.
heavy hitters,
bro.
boy.
She got the heavies.
Natural woman alone.
She has the heavies, but don't.
Make me feel like a natural woman. Okay, that's number one,
yeah,
right?
I'm nervous now.
Yeah, bro. Hold on.
I'm about to say respect too. Like that's.
I can't even. What am I looking for?
Yeah, facts. Respect. R-E-S-P-C-T. Yo. Find out what it means to
You tripping. And that's just two.
You feel what I'm
Bro,
saying?
She had crazy. You
Okay,
tripping.
now
she
keep
did.
going.
She got
Yeah.
Daydreaming,
Come on, keep
Spirit in the
going.
Dark. Now, some
Spirit in
people
the
say
Dark.
Amazing Grace, they give it to her. I'm not giving her Amazing Grace.
That's original, buddy.
Might not be better than Jackie.
I say a little prayer. I say a little prayer for you. Hey. And then the rest of them.
What happened? We ran
No.
out.
We
ran out.
No, they're heavy hitters, but you're not going to consider them heavy hitters, so that's why I'm not going to say them.
Now, hold on. Top 10 list. Beyonce, come on.
No, we're not fair. We weren't comparing to Beyonce. You were comparing her to.
No, that's why. No, I said Beyonce.
You compare Aretha to Beyonce?
No,
Yeah,
I'm saying
that's what I'm
that
saying.
was the argument. Like,
No, you should be doing Aretha to, or you should be doing Aretha to Mariah Carey.
But I don't.
They're doing irreplaceable. Come on.
I never loved a man.
That's it. Crazy in love.
Hey, you got nothing to do to me.
Hey.
You gotta think. Yeah, come on, bro.
Bro, these are. They're
Chains
putting
of
new stuff on here,
Fools.
bro. This is single ladies. That was just that's an anthem. Love on Top. I don't even have to look on the list, bro.
Yeah, the
Love
list
on
is
Top.
Love on Top.
It's really not fair.
Even the small stuff, the dangerous thing. I'm in love with you. That was a cultural. Come on, man.
I
Like
can't do this thing life without you. But I'll tell you what's the best R&B song of this year.
what?
I want you to
Hold it.
come pick
Up
up your
your
clothes.
That hit.
Hey, we know the sound.
Yeah, that whole
That's the light
is-
skin power. Did y'all see that?
That's a wait. What do you consider to be a perfect song? I got a list of perfect songs.
It's not possible.
Bleeding Love, Leona Lewis is one of them. Folded by Carolina is another one. Yes. Production,
feel like it.
performance is basically all I care about. The production, structure, and performance.
I just, if it's
Never enough.
If it's,
It got to be subjective.
bro, you
Never
talking about stuff like,
enough. Yes.
you
Okay,
talking about
perfect song.
stuff like, I have nothing. It's got to be like
Perfect
so
record.
clean.
That's a perfect record, though.
It's got to be so
See,
clean
but
that there's
that's why I say
no
subjective.
slips.
Lord Knows by Drake is perfect.
Yes,
man.
perfect record.
It's a perfect record.
Perfect record.
Speaking
Front
of
to
Lord,
back.
I throw Tuscan
It is
Leather in there
Lord
too.
You said,
Tuscan
Kanye
Leather
West,
in there.
Devil in New Dress, to me, it's just.
Oh, yeah, perfect.
Anything on My Beautiful
My
Dark
thinking,
Fantasy.
that might be a
is front to
perfect
back.
album.
Perfect album.
It's a perfect album for sure.
Yeah,
So,
A lot of my, but I'm saying I got a list of them.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I had to add it to the list because Folded is a perfect song.
yeah, it's pretty.
For sure.
listening to Aretha,
But
it's going to be
again-
a problem.
Again, Kehlani doesn't exist if Mary J. Blige doesn't exist. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Sad Girl Syndrome doesn't exist.
To save myself one more time, I think we would have to do Beyonce 20 for 20.
Or
Aretha
Just
sound like she got
to
10.
save yourself, we pull up a chair
Yeah.
to the
chair,
table, to the
let's
other
do a
head of the
chair.
table. To
Like I
get
said, that's
her
the
out of
answer, bro. We
No.
are disrespecting.
No.
You know,
we just get another chair.
Aretha
We
called
just
the
get
lane.
Right,
You
get
know,
up
yeah,
outta
we're
here.
stuck
I'm about to
us.
say, if you think about it, she has
Aretha or
an
Patty?
evolutionary song,
that.
right?
Patty
That will
got
go
pies.
through time,
Patty
like
got
Thriller,
pies.
Yeah, forever.
like Thriller. So that alone should put her.
We should do a
at the table.
draft. That's the thing. You know what I'm saying? We need to be doing a little draft. And who are we
This is
swapping
easy.
out.
We should be having the forums for them to fill out and run with us.
Oh yeah,
They can run
you
with
hear
us
that?
every week.
You hear that? Oh, okay.
Yeah, but anyway,
Motha-Stuckas?
let's do the Stuck on Comments, man, real quick.
Oh,
Yeah, I was
Stuck
about
on
to say,
Comments.
speaking of-
Real quick.
All right, so we got one. The question is, what is your biggest road pet peeve? And this is the sound of Nebula.
Oh, what's up, Neb?
What up, Neb? He said not using the bathroom before we leave.
Amen, bro.
Hey, look, I'm gonna tell you something. There's something that traumatized me when I was little.
You peed on yourself?
No, well, I was a little kid,
Everybody did
obviously.
that.
What traumatized me when I was little, bro? I'm about to air out. I'm about to air out some family.
Real quick. why when you pee yourself, right when you about to do it, you just stop? Because you remember you were doing all this, and then
because you don't want it to go everywhere. You gotta just.
Well, I also think there's an acceptance.
I hear you accept
like,
100%.
you do all this stuff.
But what traumatized you?
accept defeat.
Yeah.
But what traumatized me was we used to take these road trips when we was little, and my siblings and mom used to get in on this too. Gave me the nickname Mr. Thimble.
Yeah,
Mr. Thimble.
But here's the thing. I swear it had to be something medical, bro, because I literally would go, I would be forced to go to the bathroom before we left, and I would still have to pee like 1 hour into the road trip, bro.
Bro, Thimble, that shit for small
It had
people.
to be something medical.
That fool
Bro,
said,
I wasn't allowed to like drink.
Bladder.
I wasn't allowed to drink anything in the car. Like,
yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Bro, he had
I don't know
LBS,
why.
little bladder syndrome.
Hey, we got him. Hey, I see you opening up, ain't you?
bro, I was so like, bro, when I tell you that trauma.
No, because here's the problem. The medical condition was hard-headedness.
That's
The
right.
nigga would go to the bathroom
Then he would drink.
and immediately start drinking.
I wasn't even allowed to drink.
Listen, it's okay right now. We trying to tell you what we seen.
I just trying to give you my life
Tell me what you
experience.
lie. What you lie. I did not.
I'm trying to tell you what
I don't think it's even water. I think it's women. I love you, but I don't care what they do. They can use the bathroom before, not drink nothing, and still need to pee 30 minutes on the road.
Bro, they be
An hour on the
drinking.
Hey,
bro,
shout
you
out
know-
to La.
come
La's
on.
like that.
And you got kids, man. You already know.
Now, the
moves.
kids is one thing, but me, I'm a stickler on this, boy. Wherever we have a second, because we're potty training right now, too. With my
hit
young.
them. Hit that
But wherever
bathroom.
we have a second before we do anything, because I'm so annoyed by it, I'll be like, hey, I'm so serious, bro. This restroom thing be driving me nuts, bro. We get to any location, my son. Like, no, bro, no, you don't.
He look like he ride.
And look, the worst part
The
is
mechanical bull.
they teach him in the class to do this, let him know so he be just.
Yeah, that's
blood?
sign language for restroom.
No, not to.
Oh,
yeah.
That's
I'm like,
restroom.
bro, your
So
school
they be
is
like, just do that.
crazy.
So he be sitting there rocking. I'm like, bro, oh my gosh. So
is
now,
crazy.
before we go anywhere, hey, restroom now. And even then, sometimes he'll look at me and say, hey, Dad, look at my cup. I just put my head down, like, what? You want to go to the restroom? He's like, yeah,
That's the move. Yeah.
bro, you.
That's really cool that they're teaching them restroom sign language. Like, they didn't teach us that. But either way it goes, not going to the restroom before you leave is diabolical.
So
for
what's
sure.
your biggest road pet peeve then?
My biggest road pet peeve?
For like a road trip.
Yeah, because we got it like, are we talking about other drivers? We're
Well,
talking
I
about
think
like
in
in
the
my
moment
car.
of this episode, we were talking about like, bad people on the road, but then it
Yeah,
turned
but
into
now it's
traveling.
like,
So now we're talking about we're on the road, we're going on a road trip. You got a pet peeve? Which one of them?
Mine is before. Why you think mine's before? Not having like right when you're about to leave and you got to go get some stuff. That
not being prepped, bro. Not being prepped is
that
crazy.
One,
work.
it get you. I'll just go silent. You like, man.
Speaking of silence.
Like, I have to hit the move, 'cause that, bro. Like that.
I'm trying
it's
to
like,
wait till
hey,
Katie
where
get
did
out
it
the
go?
kitchen.
Because it's like if you know, you know. It's a flow. That flow is like like
Yes.
this perfect.
It's a
sequence
synergy.
Of, yeah,
It's a synergy, bro.
It's a perfect. It's like, man, if I could just leave nothing, everything.
First
packed.
of all, these are deep planners on the.
Bro, all of us,
Yeah,
bro.
so I'm like, dude.
I'll double down on that.
Yeah,
I'll double down on that. I'll tell you my number one. Not leaving at the time.
That's
I said,
fine.
I can deal with that.
I will
can deal with that.
literally drop kick my door of my car. Like,
But do
I
you
say I'm
plan the time
Hey,
early?
we gotta be on the I-10 by
If it's
10,
at 1,
baby.
what time you say?
No. You're not understanding. If I plan to go somewhere, it's typically down to. I've thought about so much. I've thought about the weather. Now,
Traffic.
In terms of like the auxiliary stuff, thank God for my wife, because honestly, I go brain dead on that stuff. So like all the packing and stuff, she just goes crazy, and I'm like, I want to help, but I know if I jump in there, it's gonna piss you off. So when it comes to the objectives that we're supposed to land on every moment throughout the day, that's my jam. So if I'm supposed to leave at 6:47 a.m. because of the rain, the traffic, the where we're going, the whoop de whoop de whoop, I have to leave at 6:47 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, I look up and it's 6:56, bro, already.
You tell them 5.
No, it don't matter.
And they deal with it.
No, it don't. Listen. My experience, it
Hell
don't matter
no.
what you say,
Yeah.
bro. It don't
Because
matter.
I be
5
lying and it be
Five is out of
I'm saying,
pocket.
man, we got to be ready at 9, and
But
we really
the
ain't got to
problem
leave till 1,
is
and they be mad.
because Katie, can you hear me?
No.
Look. Never mind. No, I'm
Shout out
joking.
to
No. Here's the thing. She gave me permission, y'all. She gave me permission. And she come around the corner and slap me. I got us out on screen.
Yeah, we got paid.
Anyway, here's the problem. Katie smart enough. She already know the times, so she already thinking in her head too. So if I say something, let's say we have to be somewhere by 9, we're going to Dallas or something, but I want to be there at 9 a little bit before. Well, she know it only take a certain amount of time to get to Dallas. So if I say something 30 minutes early, she gonna be like, "What? Why would we go 30 minutes early?" And so I can't. That's out of the window anyway.
Yo, yeah. For mine,
That's because the schedule is known.
It's a
that move only works when the schedule's
when
not
the schedule's
known.
not known.
Not only that, there's a preparation that has to go into explaining why the 30 minutes is necessary for you to even say out loud. But here's the problem with that. You've forgotten that they've allotted whatever they wanted to do in that time that you said we're going to leave. So
that they haven't told you, like getting a cup of coffee.
And they're never going to tell you this. They're never going to. You're going to wake up and you're going to be like, all right, baby, I've done A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P. All you have to do is put on your clothes and we'll walk out the door. Nobody will know. She's like, good idea. But I was going to do my facial routine, grab some coffee, do quick yoga. I signed up for a class at 5:15.
So we just have to be better communicators.
That sounds like, for me, it sounds like you know that. So in order to know that, I mean, I had to see it 1,000,000 times. Mm-hmm. In order for me to see that 1,000,000 times, I already built a plan around it. And that's what I mean by
that's what I'm saying.
time.
But that's,
I know what you're going to come with.
Right. That's why I said we need to leave earlier or whatever.
I know if I know I got to be somewhere at 2 o'clock, and because I know your moves and what you're going to hit me with, I'm building it in at 9. And then what's going to happen is, if you're ready by 9, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, I guess we sitting around ready to go. Yeah. That's the worst that's going to happen. We sitting around ready to go. We might get ready.
Because here's the thing.
She'll bank that.
But you don't mind being late.
I got different moves.
You don't mind being late either, though.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Okay.
But that drives me crazy.
Yeah. Because again, in my mind, every minute is like, listen, if there is a party going on from 7:15 to 9:15,
yeah, I
need to be gone by 8:45. That's just how my life works. I don't want to get to the party at 8:15 and then leave at 8:45. Now I'm that guy. I was there for 30 minutes and then I left. You know what I'm saying?
It's like a Pop-Tart.
If the party starts at 7:15, and I've been like this my entire life. They used to make fun of me for it when I was in elementary. I showed up to like a kid's party. So
I get up there early and help set up.
Yeah, I mean,
I help set up so I can leave early too.
Just so I spent an hour and 40 minutes with you guys, bro. No matter what it looked like, if I was helping or whatever, I was here for that amount of time. So when I leave, it's awesome.
Listen, I saw a TikTok. I should have put it up here. That's funny. Yeah. I seen a TikTok talk about black people time when it comes to functions, right?
Yeah.
Somebody put in there, why are you giving up all the secrets? Because they was like, hey, we just going to let y'all in a little secret. This is what it means when black people say this. First off, we come into a function for a window of time.
That's correct.
If we show up early, we leave early. If we show up late, we leave late.
That's correct.
If we show up on time, we leave on time. But we just all we doing is sliding that window.
That's exactly all I'm saying. But I like to stay on the on time window, like not the early window, because I don't want to leave that early.
What's next comment?
Yeah, I can't be like too early, but I do like to be a little bit early.
Of course.
To slide. You know what I'm saying?
Next comment is from Josie K 1562. We asked, what age did you find out that Santa wasn't real? And Josie said, what? Santa's not real?
Hey, sorry, Josie.
So then that leads us to the question in this room. At what age do you feel like it's okay to tell your kids, like, yeah, Santa's not a thing?
I think I used to be a stickler on this because, like, when I was younger, I say younger, like in high school and like early in college, I was like, I don't want to lie to my kids, bro. Like, just in general. I really don't. Like, I don't, And then there are certain things where it's like, it's not that big of a deal. So to me, it's more of the fact of like, I'm not going to play it out. Like, for instance, mom will still give us a gift and write from Santa on it. I ain't doing that. You know what I'm saying? There will be a point where I need you to recognize the hard work and the stuff that you get is coming from us. It ain't really coming from Santa Claus. We made the magic happen, and you're going to help make that magic happen for others as well, because we're going to be a giving family. But I'll let it fizzle out whenever it fizzles out. If you get to the point, I don't care if it's 3 and you figure it out, or if it's 6, 7, 8.
That's my thing. Yeah, but go ahead, B. What were you going to say?
Mine, I let them play it out. Like, I do all the Santa, all the corny stuff. What's up with the cookies?
Elf on the Shelf.
Yeah,
because
what? Elf on the Shelf?
If that's their thought, and then I'll let it fold out at school. I want them to have that moment with their friends, like they finding out in a pile.
And then I'll give it up.
Yeah. And then Dad, what?
My friend said
and
that he got it from his father.
Yes. No, seriously. That's how
I've been like that the whole time, son.
Yeah, but I don't want to spoil. I want them to get that. Yep. I really do love school. Like that. having your friends and all that stuff, those be the best moments when you finding out that big secret that you just thought.
It's developmental.
My parents played me.
Yeah,
so I want that to happen so I can come back and be like, for me, that's a moment.
Yep.
And it happened to me in real life, but yeah, it's a real moment. So I like that. So I'm playing it out, bro. I'm sneaking. If you catch me even around the corner, I want that to happen because that happened for me. Yeah. I saw Aunt Karen, Uncle Mickey. I'm
not saying for me, I saw it, so it wasn't like at school.
But did you still play it out?
Hell no. The moment I saw it,
I didn't see that. I just when I was younger. It was hard for me to believe that a fat nigga, because
right. The logic brain ain't working.
Yeah, bro, it just wasn't logicking for me. All the kids in my grade, and then all the kids in the world.
You didn't believe the chimney part and the Santa Claus part, or just the whole vibe?
The combination.
The whole combination.
Mine was the time.
Everything.
Mine was the time.
Y'all didn't believe in Santa at all?
Well, no.
I'm saying I was young to adopting that he was not real.
Me too.
Oh, okay,
very young.
Yeah,
I probably said like 4 or 5.
About 6 or 7. Okay, mine was about 7 or 8.
You know what got me? I was saying
9.
the thing that got me was the time. And I used to watch those back in the day. You remember that?
That used to have like a little clock on the thing?
No, it would be
where Santa is. Where Santa is on Earth, like around the globe.
Yes, but it would be like that that like Play-Doh claymation style movies and shows that would show him like on the sleigh going around the world.
Yeah.
And my brain just kept saying, man, when I go to sleep at night, I don't sleep a long time.
And he hitting all them houses.
Bro, I'm talking about just every house on this block is an hour.
Well, then I was like, some people don't have houses.
Yeah. See, I started thinking that. I was like, he's a super Santa.
This is.
I mean, Red One kind of played that out.
But that's where the elves come in. That's why I was like, man, okay. In my brain, I was like building it out. I was like, let me run with the narrative then.
No, but then what houses does he choose to jump down then? Now I gotta ask questions. Yeah. Santa, why you choose to go down Nathan chimney and not mine?
Right. But he had a super sleigh.
Then I start doing this. I know a lot of my friends live in apartments. He hitting them apartment. Stop, bro.
But then he could have gave your parents money.
The condos with no chimney.
No. Yeah, but see, I ain't never heard that talk about something. He gave his parents money.
That's ghetto Santa.
That's backdoor Santa. They call me backdoor Santa.
In the hood, he can't go in the house. He might get shot. So he gotta throw the gift cards down.
That's what I'm saying. So now we got cultural Santas.
Yeah,
it's like Spider-Man.
He had a drone before the drone came out. Remember, he was Santa. He had a flying sleigh the whole time.
This dude.
Let's
get to the
Mutha-Stucka. Or no comment.
My kids are like this though.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let them when they start asking questions when I answer it. It's that simple. I don't know.
Could that be the best move?
Yeah, because they're gonna ask the question. My oldest is already like that. He'll come.
Crew's done.
Real quick. What's going on here?
Does the Easter Bunny really poop?
My boy still believe in Elfie. He still believes. Like I'll be moving him around and he'd be like, "Man, that was crazy. He was just over." Yeah. But in my back of my head, I know him, so he's not really. He's really just low key
going
trolling.
along.
Yeah, he's trolling.
Wow, you guys. I mean, it moved again. Yeah.
The magic.
Whoa.
Yeah, you gotta really. The Elfie thing is crazy. But anyway, go ahead.
All right, man. Mutha-Stucka of the week. I gotta go off on Arlington Independent School District, aka AISD.
Oh, this was crazy.
So they were one of the school districts who submitted decided that they wanted to use AI to score their STAR test. Mm-hmm. And people complained about their scores, and they paid $200,000 to get it graded by humans, and the scores were 40 campuses, 40 plus, I think, campuses had the grades changed due to like AI error in scoring. And then a lot of the scores, here's what's really terrible. So every school gets their own score, and then the district itself as a whole gets a score, right?
Yeah, and then sometimes it'll lead to like a regime change.
Right, but there's not going to be a regime change. Arlington scored went from a 76 to a 77 average. So that's terrible. But there are other ones that were big changes. Yeah. For example, AHS, Arlington High.
Our high school went up.
Our high school went up a whole letter grade.
Yeah.
Like we went from a C to a B. And there was another school that went from like a B to an A. Someone went from like a D to a B. But it's just like, I feel like this wasn't the time to do it yet. Like AI hadn't been played out like that. Now, here's the issue. The STAR test isn't just multiple choice.
It's written too.
Right. And so therein lies the issue. Like multiple choice, you could have thrown all of that to AI and then only had the humans do the written one.
Was this the first time they used this testing system?
I'll say it's gonna have to. Yeah, I mean,
But my point is, why this scale?
Yo, thank you.
That's what I was thinking too.
You don't have to do it this large. You could have started with just one school.
One school or a much smaller district, like a much smaller district.
Let's try a different test.
Yeah.
Well, you can't do it because it has to be like a wide test, not something like for a subject. Has to be like a
standardized format.
I can scale it to 10 people if I wanted it to. You can make a standardized test and scale it however size you'd like.
For sure.
Yeah.
I just would have just used one high school and like did their tests and then quality controlled it.
I can only assume that they did some type of test run. So there's
if the test run, I hadn't seen any news about the test run.
Okay,
I did see news about.
There's no way you're using AI with multiple schools like
but
that
I think
without
this is
trying to run.
well. Let me get you
can
game
pick.
though. Let me get you game though for real because I'm in a contract right now with a company who's doing an assessment for us. Sometimes, bro, you're just trusting the laurels of the company that is using it.
Bet.
Like I done vetted you. We didn't went through our contracts. You told me you can deliver a product. I'm trusting that you're going to deliver that. And then when we do it and we go back and test it, the product was crap. Mm-hmm. Like
it happened.
Then that's
and here's how they flipped it. It was cheaper to use the AI scoring system than it was the human. 100%. So that's why they did it, like save some money, but ended up having to fork it out. Midlothian ISD also
I look at it as a case study. Let's just call it what it is.
Yeah, 100%.
They got all that data where they mess up. They're about to make all the cash. So all these schools get ready.
Right, because now it's going to be perfect.
Get ready.
Hey, Arlington crawl so y'all can walk.
So y'all can walk. That's exactly what they did.
Real.
That's exactly what happened right here. Yeah.
You just got to continue to quality control it.
100%.
100% every time.
For sure. Like,
and shout out to the electricians. Let's call it what it is. If AI is real, that's ran by electricity, you are about to get cash. So all you people out there go to school for electrician. What is it called? Trade school.
Yeah.
What's the thing called? Electrician or
just be an electrician for
go
sure.
to school for that, man, for trade.
Or learn how to build RAM.
That's another genius one. That's how you get unstuck, man. That they're showing you where the business is.
Build servers. If you have the problem
Tesla,
is
electricity.
The problem is servers need land, and AI needs cooling. Cooling needs water.
Water means
air conditioning. The cost of AI is incredible.
The cost of AI is crazy. So did you hear like every prompt is equal to, was it one bottle of water?
It's one bottle.
Yeah. Every time you use a prompt in ChatGPT, you're expending one bottle of water to cool off the server.
Now, granted, here's what will happen. Here's my theory that will probably happen. Huh?
They're gonna go nuclear. Use some
nuclear but they will find another form of energy that will power.
100%.
But that form of energy, because whether it be nuclear or not, let's just say let's step into the Marvel world. They find a Wakanda and they found vibranium. Mm-hmm. Then it becomes a war on who gets the vibranium.
Oh, 100%.
Because everybody has nuclear. So nuclear may be easy, but there are certain instabilities with.
Well, it's because now there's so many sanctions on how to use that product. However, all the big boys like the CERNs of the world, and that's what they're using.
LA boys.
100%.
That's what they're using to make all this stuff happen.
Hey, we still trying to next topic because we getting deep when you say
Kash Patel. My boy.
Is he it's about time 6. When did he get on the mountain?
Hey, he's up there. He's getting up there.
What happened? What happened this time?
No, I'm just saying this is like his 6th time being on Mutha-Stucka.
No, the last time we heard from him, it was the
the plane, and the time before that was
deeper.
Oh, this is.
Well, tell us what happened.
First of all, Brown University. This while we're playing like real talk, there's people that lost their lives. So let me start there. This past weekend, there was a tragedy at Brown University. There's a mass shooting. A couple of people lost their lives. A couple of kids, actually. I think a 24-year-old and a 21-year-old or something like that. 22-year-old. And this is, please don't quote me on the ages.
Actually, please.
But anyway, here's where Kash Patel comes in. The FBI took over, obviously, in the investigation, and there was a manhunt for the shooter.
Kash Patel, who is he?
He's the director of the FBI. Okay. There's a manhunt for the shooter. Now, keep in mind, there's been Kash Patel's been under a lot of heat for the last few investigations that he's been a part of because they haven't been obviously that clean. You've got the Epstein files. You've got Charlie Kirk's death. There's a lot happening with his name and being able to investigate something properly in the defense of why there's so much pushback on this, okay? And again, I'm not either way. I just think this is the Mutha-Stucka of the week moment. So in kind of a happenstance, they found somebody that was a person of interest within the first 48 hours of this happening. However, turned out, and they, by the way,
they detained him, like they had him in custody.
They detained him. Which again, before I get into this, I understand that it's common to be detained and sometimes released. So please, before y'all kill me in the comments, the guy wasn't the guy. Long story short, the guy wasn't the guy.
Wow.
But my assumption is that
but he also got semi-doxxed. Essentially, they put his name out there.
So that's what I was about to say. Yeah, they released information.
That's right, and this is where it gets a little tricky because that wasn't the guy. So now you got everybody. Because remember, obviously, the second they get a name or a face,
people won't run with it.
They beyond run with it, right? They're going, oh, hope he dies and all this other stuff. Whoop, whoop, whoop. On top of that, there's a family, or two rather, families that are actually grieving over the losses of their children. And they literally don't know who the shooter is. Now, they have a person of interest. Update is that recently they found a person of interest that they're actually sticking with, I think. But this is just another embarrassment, for the FBI.
Some of this stuff can take time. So is it because they went and got the wrong person? That's why it's embarrassing? On top of all the stuff that Kash Patel's attached to?
This is just another piece to that pie, right?
The Kash Patel pie.
That's correct.
Yeah.
Because at the same time, by the way, he did an interview with a podcaster with his girlfriend to talk about his love life.
The plain thing. But we ain't see, that's the problem with listen. Fully understand for any law enforcement, they're going to be, hey, you're a suspect of interest. I need to question you. And then I figure out, you're nothing,
pretty
right?
common. Yeah.
So just shut up.
Yeah.
That's quiet. All you have to do. The problem is, and here's the problem is really us, and I say us as the consumers.
Yeah, we wanted to.
We believe, especially now in the age of the podcasts, the internet sleuths, the Candace Owens, these type of people, we believe that we are owed information.
Immediately.
Yeah. And so we press for that. And so we will say we need transparency. First off, why do we need to know anything?
Secondly,
I don't understand.
When people say transparency, I like to start asking people, define what you mean.
Yeah, for what? What does it have to? Nobody in your family was involved in that. Nobody in your family died. Why do you, of all people, need transparency? We don't need to know nothing. Because the problem is, if you're the guy, if you took me in FBI and I'm not the guy, and you leak my name out, and then I'm getting death threats and everything else, congratulations, I'm living my life free I'm finna sue the brains out of y'all.
Man on the planet Earth when I start reading.
Boy, what?
I'll be smiling like.
Send my checks to the Bahamas, brother, because I'm kicking my feet up. Me and my wife in the sand, and y'all paying for it.
For life.
I was just watching golf. Y'all just snatch me up.
All in the name of transparency. Some things we don't need to know. Just be quiet.
But this is what I mean. I think. In the counter to that is I think it's important to have content and information, and I think it's important to have access to it at all times for a lot of reasons. There's people that go to school and they make decisions about their kids and where they send them to school based on some of the information they're about to grab from this moment. They want to know, is it even safe to send my kids to school?
But that's why we got Cleary.
Yeah. No, 100%. 100%. But there's people, I guess what I'm trying to say is not everybody there's ways to receive content on this planet. There's multiple ways, and we know this, right? Mm-hmm. There's radio, there's media, there's video, there's YouTube. I mean, the list is constant. Mm-hmm. And everybody receives it at their rate, whatever they receive it at.
Sure.
To make it clean, some people use things like mainstream media, right? People can just say, I'd like to watch the news to get my news. There's still people like that, believe it or not. So then you're coming out kind of haphazard. Hey, I got this guy. I'm trusting that information.
Right, and that's why I'm saying, if you don't, in my head, for me, it's just shut up. To your point, people do need information. So there's just couth. Yeah. Hey.
We don't have the answers yet.
Here's the situation.
Yeah.
We don't have all the answers. However, we do have a suspect in custody. And if we found out more, we would charge him. If not, we will release him.
Guess what, bro?
That's all you had to say.
That's real transparent. My thing is this.
1, 2, 3, release him.
That's it.
That was 18 and 19, by the way.
They're 18, 19?
Yeah.
So that's why I said don't quote me on the ages. I thought it was in their 20s, but 18, 19. But the point I'm making is very simple. It's there are ways to do this. because one of the things I grew up hearing was no is a full sentence, right?
Yes.
Okay, so I don't know is also a full sentence. You
100%.
can just come out and say,
Yeah,
guys,
I don't know.
I don't
some
know.
of the greatest.
Yeah, we don't
three
know.
words of all
I
time.
don't got
That's
I don't
real transparency. Hey, I don't know right now.
But I wish I did.
Here's what I do know.
Yeah, here's what I can tell you right now. And miss me with this. And I get that it's an active investigation. We got to talk about that too. This whole it's an active investigation thing. We understand that. So give us what you can. Stop telling us what you're not about to tell us. Like, we know you can't tell us everything. What can you tell us? Here's what I can tell you right now. I don't got it.
Yeah.
Who we got? Who we got?
I mean, I am too.
Well, hold on. Also, I want to clarify. Is this true? Because I heard it. I think I heard it on TikTok, and I'm not 100% sure. Is it true that they had found someone, and so someone tweeted like he's been found, and so they released the lockdown?
I have no idea.
And then the police had to reissue the lockdown on campus.
That's wild.
I have no idea.
Yeah, but it was someone big who said
in
like
our group. So I sit on like our campus's like Cleary team.
What is Cleary, by the way? Explain that to the people.
Wow, I would love to.
I'm
not going to go into
you can't go
the
deep
full thing.
Yeah.
But basically, there's an act called the Cleary Act, in which every university
and college
has to submit, also with timeliness and readiness, their crime statistics.
And not just
reported.
theirs, but everything that is adjacent to
That's
campus.
based on location. So, for instance, if you're, to your point, you said, hey, I want to see if this school is safe.
Yeah, I went to.
You can go to any university right now and ask for their Cleary crime log, and it will be every single crime that has happened on or around their campus. Good. Every single one. And how it got counted, and if they're
a student.
Stuff like that.
Yeah.
You can get all of that information.
That's cool.
That passed because
Gene Cleary.
yes, which
Lehigh University. I'll sorry to interrupt, but
Go ahead.
Get the information.
Cleary
go
Act was 19.
I can't remember the year.
Yeah, it was a while ago. But Cleary Act happened because of Lehigh University. Jean Cleary. She was out and about. She came home to her room. Someone in her dorm had propped the door open.
Oh yeah, that happens.
And like someone tailgated into the building, ended up breaking into her room and sexually assaulting her, and then she ended up dying.
Yes.
But come to find out, parents were upset because they learned later on that there were a ton of assaults and stuff that happened on campus that were never reported, and they would have never let their child go to this campus with this information.
And when they went to the campus tours and stuff, you say, oh, is this campus safe? People are like, oh yeah, this campus is safe. Well, they push to like, no, we want to see the data, the transparency. You can't just tell me the campus is safe. I get to see every single thing. And we get, bro, there are big fines.
Bro, okay.
You can get
every year the fine climbs,
go up.
bro.
And
literally
the federal
just by
government
putting
will
a number
shut your
wrong
stuff down, bro.
On the crime stats, bro. So let's say that an assault happened and you accidentally quantify it as a burglary or something like that, right? That
Which is an
issue
error.
is a $72,560 something fine. And to the institution.
Yeah.
And every single time they find an error, that's another $72,569. Like,
so if I'm a parent and I want to get my kid to the school, how do I access this thing?
You can
it's on the main. It has to be posted on everyone's website.
On everybody's website.
You can just type like ASR, which stands for Annual Security Report. Mm-hmm. Break it all down.
So if I'm a parent, we just got you on Stuck. This is what we do.
Go any college or institution website. If you search Annual Security Report, you will be able to pull up the past years and previous years.
Yeah, it goes back 3 years.
100%.
Annual Security Report.
I told you. That's
but it's for to talking about the transparency part. Just stuff like that. Unfortunately, stuff like this happens, and then the act has to be passed for it. So shout out to Congress and everybody else doing what they had to do in that time to do it. But same thing. We got to know. Sometimes we need the information. You can't just tell me.
Yeah. No, that's what I'm saying. That's why I respect it all. I don't care how the speed of it is, whatever. Yeah. I mean, both exist is what I'm trying to say. I need it fast and I need it slow. Pause.
Barry was 90.
So who we got? 90. Who we got? I got Cash Patel in here.
Yeah, you. Hey.
AISD. We give you a little. I'll let whatever.
Price of doing business. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and we went to Arlington High School,
lost
Texas.
Their lives with that Brown thing and other things that's happened.
And I really I'm gonna follow up to see if because I swear I heard it, and I just want to confirm.
I ain't gonna lie.
Can we find the company? Who's the company? If you did that against my school, man,
I'll look it up.
I might have to send a couple emails or something. Man.
That's crazy work.
Yeah, that gotta
let's
be.
find the company out.
Anyway.
Y'all stay away from there.
Cash, once again, brother, you in a stucky situation.
You know, I went tenor on that one.
Hey, I like this guy's name. When I read it, I was like,
Jimmy!
Jim Betnick.
Betnick.
What up, Jim Betnick?
Jimmy!
Shouldn't the name be Jimmy and then Jim is the short?
Let's quick guess. Do we think he's white or black?
I know he's white. His name is
He's
Jimmy.
definitely gonna be white.
Okay.
And he's older.
Okay, so this is a submission from Jim.
Betnick.
Says, I'm in my late 60s, retired, and I've lived in the same house for over 30 years. I've always tried to mind my own business and do right by people. A few months ago, my only daughter insisted on adding me to her phone plan to save me money. I didn't ask for it, but she said it would make things easier for everyone, so I agreed. I found out she's been tracking my location through the plan. She says it's just so that she knows I'm safe, especially since I live alone. I understand her concern, but no one asked me if I was comfortable with that. When I told her it felt like an invasion of my privacy, she said I was being stubborn and that it's just how things work now. Now I'm torn. Part of me appreciates that my daughter cares, but another part of me feels like I lost a piece of my independence without realizing it. Am I wrong for wanting my privacy back, or is this just something I should have to accept at my age?
This is tough. Let me tell you why, bro. Because this is like,
It's a double-edged sword.
it's not for somebody like me and us, you know, being young. This is like a non-starter. Like, it's not that big of a deal.
It's not a big deal.
But when you put yourself into that position, think about being in your late 60s, bro. Everything in your life is, people are starting to die around you. It seems like everything in your life is you don't have no control over nothing. So the last thing you have control over is
your cell phone location.
You know what I'm saying? Your privacy. And you feel like you're losing that too?
No, I respect that piece.
Facts.
I respect it. I will tell you
Look
this,
how
though.
he wrote it, though.
Yeah.
I found out she's been tracking my location.
Only a guy named Jimmy in the 60s would write like this.
Jimmy Betnick.
Or hey, a guy named Mickey.
I found out this.
She's been tracking my location.
Because here's the thing. First of all, Jimmy, let me settle you for a second. Everybody knows your location, bro. Let me just back up. Jimmy, do you have a debit card?
You out of there.
Now he only use cash.
Yeah,
Jimmy probably only use cash.
If you've ever used a debit card in your life, they know where you're at right now, Jimmy.
And they tracking cash. Oh,
They tracking that, man. Listen, again, Jimmy, there's not a place you can go today where they don't know where you're at, period. Regardless of whoever's tracking you or whatever. It don't matter.
He still wants that anonymity that comes with.
I respect that. So have the conversation that you've had, right? And if so, you have, I talked about this last episode. I'm about extreme accountability. Jimmy, she is trying to probably do something. And you're right. You maybe should have let her know, like, this is really affecting me like you did. Her response, obviously, was that she doesn't really acknowledge the way you feel about this in the sense, because she's probably not coming at it with the angle that you're receiving. Saying things like, tracking my location through the plan. It has a defensive tone. Like, is it that, or is she just like, if she needed to use this? Because I know if it was me, I'm not sitting around looking at my mom all day long where she's like, I'm tracking your location. No, if something happened and I need to get to figure out where you're at, I can use the service. That's probably what this is, Jimmy. So what I'm saying to you is, like, if you're that torn, extreme accountability says, tell your daughter, I appreciate everything you're doing for me.
Take me off that plane.
I'm gonna take my number back over here to sub wireless, whatever they call them nowadays.
Cricket.
And hey,
Jitterbug.
whatever it is. But there goes your way to get unstuck right there.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? You already had the conversation. Just take the move it on over.
I'm about to say the other aspect to that is, depending upon what she's using to track you, just cut it off on your own.
That's another thing. But that might be too much for Jimmy.
That's what I'm saying. That might be. Yeah, you got to find a friend who's younger.
Hey,
like
YouTube, man.
Oh yeah, YouTube University, bro. YouTube University, crazy work.
How to turn off location services on blank.
Yeah.
Just ask your daughter, hey, what are you tracking me on? What's the name of that app?
I gotta get, I gotta figure it out a little bit more.
Yeah, I gotta learn how to do it. But in all honesty, the easiest way, you can save money elsewhere. Cook at home for a couple more times to recuperate the money that might go into your new phone bill by getting a Cricket.
You gotta be what?
Jim, get your old ass out of here, bro.
Otherwise, you're gonna be on the wheel.
Keep that location with your daughter. You're gonna be stuck. Matter of fact, I'm putting you on the wheel because that location matter, bro. You might get your wheel. Your wheel give. Oh, today,
there you go.
My mom, gas. This is perfect. gas in the car. Boop, I can hit the location. Or boop, send me your stuff. It be the most smallest things, bro. You might need some help. Whoop whoop. So yeah, and you get what you hiding?
No, listen. I was thinking to myself when he was reading it. I said, he living by himself. Maybe your mom used to be back in the picture. But he's single doing his little thing. You know what I'm saying?
And sometimes you gotta understand people experience you different. You her father.
Yeah, bro. That's
I gotta know that location to see if you good. You getting up in age now. I gotta know about my pops.
That's it.
Dang, this website loading slow.
But that's why I said, bro, it's crazy to think that like she's tracking your location. I'm telling you I'm sure she's my age. Yeah. Bro, she ain't paying attention.
Like, what was his name? Jimmy Buckets or what?
Jimmy Betnick.
Jimmy Betnick, you stuck in stupid, man. I got this. My bad. We're going to 2026 hard with him. Stuck. Whoa.
All my stuff on the wheel went gone.
Stuck in. Just go to last week. I feel you. Stuck and Stupid is a segment where we get these cool cultural topics, and then we say stuck, yes, we agree, and then stuck, no, we don't. And then I say, Cori, spin that wheel, and then he spin and go with the most ghetto sound of all times. Oh,
today we just
we ain't even
pick and choose.
Pick and choose. Let's pick the best
ones.
No,
I could just hold on. It ain't gonna be that long. Hold on.
Oh, okay.
It's just going slow because I'm.
Computer lag.
Hey man, I got this old.
Hey, speaking of, while we talking about this, while he loading that up, bro, I used to and I still actually have this app on my phone.
Whoa.
But this is like a track thing, but it's not necessarily a tracking app, so to speak. It's an app lock, but what I do is I use it and like I use coded messages as a reason to get information. So like, let's say my phone was stolen. I can I can send a certain coded text to myself from another phone, and it'll give me my phone's location. That way, I don't have to always branch out that location like all at once.
You on some freaky shit, boy?
No, just the same thing. Like I have a secret coded message that if I send it to myself, like it'll set off an alarm, stuff like that. Like
y'all heard the ding?
What's the secret coded message?
Corny ding. I was
you will not know.
Yeah, he talking about some
you will not
coded
know.
freakism over here, boy. I ain't never heard of this. Put me on later.
If I text myself alphabet.
yeah, really. 11 neck ass. Is it stuck in Vecna fingers? Is it stuck in stupid to put sugar in your spaghetti?
Stuck, no.
Nope.
No.
Yeah, and
if it tastes good, enjoy it.
Sugar really do balance that flavor and give you that.
Because acidity is
Here's
acidity,
a hot take. Here's a hot take.
Yeah.
I don't trust. Here's a hot take. I don't trust. I'm gonna call it loud spaghetti. If I get that spaghetti and it's real loud, it ain't got no sweetness to it, I don't trust it. Right off the bat.
Yeah, not like a deep sweetness, but some people do like, a deep sweetness.
That earthy. Some people like that super earthy spaghetti. I'm like, nah, bro. I need.
How do I feel about matcha? I had matcha for the first time the other day.
I like it, bro. I'm not a fan.
I rock with it.
Matcha is trash.
I rock with it.
What's the flavor?
I tried too many.
It's grass.
Hey, go outside in the morning when it's dew on the grass.
And chomp on that bitch.
Listen, go to Starbucks, man.
Man, trash.
You know what I'm saying? Or
I want to go to the spot that Keith Lee
or
said
ampersand.
Nah, I do like La La Land.
Get you a little matcha, add a little vanilla.
But what does it taste like though?
To me, it tastes like a earthy tea.
It's like
okay, but
you got a matcha tea, not a matcha.
I want the one that Keith Lee had.
I got a matcha.
Shout out to Keith Lee. Can you unblock me?
Go to La La Land and get the.
No, I got a cold matcha.
Okay, bet.
With a little bit of vanilla. That's why I asked.
I got one after the run, and I was choking. Like, pause. I was just like, what is this?
Yeah.
I didn't think it was bad. I liked it. You know what I'm saying? But I like teas and stuff like that anyway. So, it is what it is.
Hey, remember with your spaghetti, oversalt the water when you cooking your noodles, please. Guys, that's come on. That's a little
Should
secret.
be as salty as the sea.
Boils the water and seasons the food.
Yeah. Is it stuck and stupid to date someone whose family doesn't like you?
We can answer this because the episode didn't come out. Come on.
Oh.
That's right.
One more time. Is it stuck and stupid to date someone whose family doesn't like you? I forgot what I said, but I'm gonna say,
I'm gonna say stuck. No,
you said "and" last time.
I said
no.
I said I think it's stuck. Yeah, I think
you said yeah.
Somebody real quick, do a quick one. Like, why y'all think?
Because I'm not dating.
Because I'm not dating the family.
Yeah,
that's why it's a no for me. I'm dating this person
because of the kids. Like I think about the kids, and I'm like, man, all that.
What if I ain't got no kids?
Already with the kids, man.
Yeah. That's
I think about my kids too. Don't give a damn.
Fuck them kids.
I'm a man without it.
They'll be all right. I'm a man without it.
Yeah.
You think you a man with them, huh?
Green. Dang, why was it so slow?
Is it sucking stupid to cheat back to even the score?
I'm stuck in.
Stuck, yeah. I'm stuck.
So
yeah.
you got cheated on. Is it stuck and stupid to cheat back?
I'm gonna tell you why.
Get them back.
I don't know. I've never been in this scenario.
I think I'm stuck. Yeah.
I've been cheated on, and I would never cheat back because we're breaking up.
Well, because think about what cheat back means, bro. Cheat back means you doing it and staying. Bro, listen, I've been cheated on before, and it's just as simple as this. You just
have you been cheated on? Have you been cheated on?
Yeah.
I have. Everybody.
Grossly, bro.
So we all been cheated on? What's up?
Grossly.
What you cheat on, boys?
Yeah, hey, grocery is crazy. Yes, but you're 100% right.
Hold on. How many times?
Sickly.
I think twice.
Mine's 2. What about you?
3.
Oh, you freak.
Hey, boy,
What you done did?
3 times shame on me.
He did something.
No, not 3 times with the same. Not 3 times.
boyfriend.
Not 3 times with the same person.
It's
no.
you. If it happened 3 times, it's you're the problem.
Not 3 times with the same
Hey, when
person.
they say you shake 3 times, you playing with it.
That's a shake it once, that's fine. Shake it twice, that's okay. Shake it 3 times. He hit that out. No, that's crazy. Cheating back is crazy. Hey, baby, you gonna cheat back?
It was giving Gary Owen.
Cleared her throat is
She
wild
did.
work,
That's
boy.
crazy.
That's that Freudian slip. That's that
Nah,
Freudian
you still
slip.
clear the throat. Why you have to? Why
mean,
clearing the throat is a move to think.
Yes,
That's a move.
that's
Freudian
crazy.
slip.
What's he clearing your throat for?
So you want to cheat back? Hey.
Is it stuck and stupid to let your
no,
partner
we already
sit
did
in
this.
the front seat over your mama?
Stuck no.
I feel like we answer that every week ever since we were
Yeah, bro. Why was we answer that 7 times?
Mom, get your ass in the back.
Mama. Everybody just said,
I'm
Mama.
with you so
There
well.
goes that man. Everybody coughing, huh?
That's that guy.
Not me.
Did we just? Oh no. It felt like we just. Is it stuck and stupid to go through your partner's phone to find peace?
Talk about first off, stuck. Yes, find peace is funny.
Yeah, that's what they're me out too. Find
That's
peace.
why I'm laughing, because I'm like,
Find
bro,
peace is
that's peace.
wild, bro.
I don't want no peace. I want
I want
problems.
problems. Only problems.
I'm stuck in, man.
Stuck in.
Why are you in? I'm stuck. Yes.
Because first of all, I'm not. To me, it's a waste of time. But for the people that is not a waste of time, I feel like to get that clarity, just that one time to get your okay. Some people want the reassurance, bro. That's what gets
You
them
think it's
off.
one time though? That's the problem.
So what?
You think it's one time? That's the problem.
No. Even if it's multiple times, if you really ain't got nothing to hide, let me breeze through it a couple times.
here's
But
my
that's
thing.
not finding peace, because
And
peace
also-
would have
yeah.
you.
Okay. Instead of me saying breeze, hey, when you really deep in the game, you ain't even gonna let them use the phone for nothing because you're scared of a message to pop up or something. So I'm saying use the phone like to even look up like
How many times you cheated? Bro?
That should have been the question. That should have been the question.
That's hilarious.
Hey, you sound like
He giving out tea right there.
That's why the greatest invention of all time is do not disturb.
Listen to me. I'm about to say, I'm so far off of the game. Like,
That's what I'm saying.
Every piece of access.
But I'm saying, but when
barcode.
you're not in that mode though, like to get that, like
Why
just
are you
to
ever
see
in
it.
that mode?
Yeah, hello, bro.
Yeah, I'm talking about for the people. Anyway, move on.
Long time ago. Long
Hey, get
time
up out.
ago.
Let me get out of here, man.
Long time ago.
Yeah.
You got to read the at the beginning.
Y'all
You
let me
can't have
jump
two.
off the ship.
You can't read the end.
Nobody told you. You
Still saying it.
Read the end. Oh,
You should have said next topic, please. Is it sucking stupid to move in some? Whoa.
Move in with someone
yeah.
after 30 days.
Bro, the effects threw off the end. I couldn't see the end with the effects. Let me run that back. Is it sucking stupid to move in with someone after 30 days of dating?
Of course.
I'm gonna say yes.
I'm in.
I'm only saying yes
All right,
because there's some
I
safety
ain't gonna lie.
issues.
I'm in.
I'm stuck in.
Because y'all are going to go deep with it. What if you need help? And
No,
Nah,
that's an
I'm
answer.
stuck in because I've been in similar situations, so I'm stuck in. Like, it just depends on what the vibe, like what is happening.
Yeah, it
you
is
know what I'm saying?
what the
Like,
vibe
if
is.
somebody's like, I'm ready to do everything right now, and you're ready to do the same. I mean, I don't know.
I'm too much of an overthinker. There's no way I could do that in 30 days. I just can't. So I say stuck yes
you
because
hide
it'll
something,
be.
that's why.
No, it's just there's
yeah.
safety concerns. 30 days is nowhere near long enough
Oh,
for
he
me to
just
know.
don't, he don't want that boy tracking that location.
You can try. You can try. You ain't gonna get it.
like maybe not for me, but like I can see it for other people. But also, my name got to be on the lease because I'll kick your ass out.
Now, but
and that's another thing. I'm not moving in with someone. Someone may be able to move in with me, but I still.
We just have to be on. Like, it can't be one of them things like I'm in there with you without being on the lease because that gets tricky at some point. To your point, so I think I'm stuck in on this one.
I'm stuck in. Depending what the situation is.
Nah, I was just thinking about y'all seen Bubba Dub video about the shower heads?
Trash.
Nah, he was talking about how. Let's move on.
Yeah.
Like
We're going light work.
Light
Yeah,
work.
they're going light work. Light work.
Yeah, a little light work action.
Light
man.
work. I love that name, by the way, too.
Like it's PWC. All right,
Like
here we
Wizard.
go. Oh no, this
gotta
the
go
wrong
back.
one.
Yeah, you gotta go
this
back.
The wrong one. Hold on. Let me
I
go
love
to
the name
episode
Light Work, by the way.
106.
Hey, y'all go to StuckyPod.com. It's the greatest show on turf and earth.
We were trying to tell y'all boys 106
This
episodes.
is
You know what I'm talking
your granddaddy.
Nah, we been here. Y'all just ain't here. That's the problem.
Yeah,
it's really you.
Yeah, really.
This is
All right.
2026, a year of accountability and legitimacy.
What?
That was a big ass word for me.
What did you just say? I'm trying to figure out what you said.
That word big as hell.
Accountability and what?
That shit was a 12-inch.
Come on, let's. Whoa. What is happening?
In my brain, I was thinking Subway, 6-inch or 12-inch, but
Yeah, okay.
yeah, that's not safe no more.
Subway, all right.
Yeah, Subway.
Shout out to Jared. Whoa.
That's what you put
No,
him in the
we
phone.
not
at?
giving
we're
Jared
not
no
shouting him
shout-outs,
out.
bro.
Come on, man.
We're not giving Jared no
F.
shout
Jared.
outs,
He
man.
whack, bro. Go
Okay,
rock.
here we go. Light work, man. Segment
rock.
where we get enlightened.
that was kicking you.
Huh? Because I was trying to get.
Doom, 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 doom.
It's a TikTok right now.
No, facts. We that's like the little word thing. Oh my God, let me 1, 2, 3, 4. Chicken bowl, chicken.
Spoon. I'm like, oh my God, they killing it.
Okay, anyway, light work segment where we become more enlightened. Okay, and how I do that is from praise the Lord. So I go to the Bible, my Bible study and everything else, and I see something. I say, oh, this is interesting, and I would like to form questions that can tie into that verse, but also can help us be a little bit more enlightened. This one comes from Isaiah 26. Anybody want to read it? I can read it, but you want
I can pull it up if you need.
Isaiah 26, verse 3.
Oh, you want me to read it?
I read it. Come
Oh,
on.
I was like, I didn't know. You
Here we
didn't tell
go.
me.
Isaiah 26, verse 3. The verse says, this is a song of praise to the Lord, but I'm taking this little part. It says, open the gate. Well, that's verse 2. You will keep in perfect peace all who trust in you, all whose thoughts are fixed on you. I'm going to say it again. You will keep in perfect peace all who trust in you, all whose thoughts are fixed on you. So my question that I have is, what helps you stay grounded when life gets chaotic?
This sounds so. I'll be quick with mine because it's so. This is going to sound belligerent, but not in the way it's meant to be. But money, and what I mean by that, is
Nah, let them be enlightened. Let them be enlightened.
Yeah, what I mean by that is what helps me stay grounded when things get chaotic is the distraction of work. Me getting my money, like life is going to be crazy, but like I have multiple jobs, so like I can disassociate from life for a little bit while I'm at work or whatever that may be. So all in all, to sum that up, money.
So he wasn't trying to say life can get crazy, but you niggas is broke. That's not what he was saying.
No, that's not what I'm saying. It's easy for me to escape when I'm working.
I'm learning to be better at trusting the Lord in all things. And again, I say all things. And so what I've learned over the years is that I just give up. I know it sounds wild, but like,
surrender, man.
I just give up. Here, Lord, you got it. I don't got it. It's really that simple. And honestly, it keeps. And over the last few years, a lot of things have happened in my life that I've noticed the change of thinking to the point where it doesn't stress me as much. Now, am I to say that I'm not stressed out from time to time as a human being? Of course. I live in a fallen world, but at the same token, when it comes to like chaos, and that can happen at any moment, I tend to be the one that's the level head, but that's because I don't lean on myself in those moments. I say, Lord, what am I supposed to be doing right here? Like, why is it so chaotic? Am I supposed to be in this? Like, if so, tell me something. If not, move me about this. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I deal with it. I just give it up.
Mine is prayer. It's because you get that moment. So for me, it's everything's a mental thing. So prayer allows you to get in that space where it's just you and God. And when you have that pressure of being in control of a family or a daughter, a kid, whatever, that plus prayer and your belief in Christ or whoever you believe in, that moment right there is just, I can follow that forever. No matter what needs to be done, long as I can pray somewhere, it's gravy. Which I can do that anywhere. So, yeah, that's me. I just need that moment. If I can have that moment, that's my clarity.
For me, obviously, y'all, it comes from the word, it comes from my relationship with God. Obviously, I think outside of that, the person that God gave me, who was sitting in that kitchen over there, my wife, obviously. And some people, I'm gonna say obviously, it's obvious to me. But I will say there are some people who I'll be talking to, I'm like, dang, y'all, you got married. I don't know why you got married. Because it's hard for me to facts, you be telling me some of the problems. I'm like, I don't have none of them issues at all. Like, do you really love your partner? I'm thinking, it don't sound like you do. But it's great to have somebody to lean into when life does get chaotic. And sometimes it's chaotic for both of y'all. And when y'all even lean into each other, it gets a little bit more steady. And then I would like to say this, and I think sometimes this gets overlooked. Jeremy used work, but I think hobbies, like there are things that genuinely make us feel good. We like doing them. Sometimes they help other people. Sometimes it's about bringing people together, whatever it may be. Golf. But yeah, golf is incredible. Volleyball. For sure. It could be volleyball, video games. I like video games. I like creating stuff, whatever it may be. Is when things get chaotic, one of the first things I do after I'm checking in with God, I'm checking on my wife, is how can I get into the things that I just enjoy doing? With no I gotta do this because I gotta get paid. With nothing. No, it's just I'm just gonna go out and do the thing that makes me happy. And then when I do that, I remember how blessed I am and how life really is. This is a chaotic moment, but it's really not chaotic. On a day-to-day basis, we basically do the same thing every single day. You know what I'm saying? It's very grounded. And there's a moment of chaos, and y'all can't let the moment of chaos kind of overcome the rest of the stuff. So stay in the word, stay in prayer, stay in your hobbies, stay in good work, stay grounded. One of the ways I stay grounded is by getting good sleep. Another way is, I guess now, drinking matcha. You can drink your tea or whatever else you need to drink. Apple cider. And then Thursdays with my boys on the couch where we can do episodes, so you can come back for another episode. It's going to be better next week. Peace out.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Damn stuff.
I was about to say, you missed it.
I barely heard it. Yeah, he kind of mixed it in, but...
hit it again.
If it's up.
Then it's stuck.
Hey. Y'all.